Firstly, if the vesting date has passed, we would say that there's two primary answers. One is that you do a Reinhardt. So you just let the thing sit. Leave it there. Beneficiaries are almost absolutely entitled, but not quite, because we've got this trustee indemnity issue, and you just wait. And it effectively at that point becomes that fixed trust that we drew up on the whiteboard. The beneficiaries are entitled in those fixed proportions, and you just wait until you're willing to ultimately make those transfers. The moment you make the transfers, you're right back to that earlier slide, it's A1, and you will pay your tax. But in the meantime, you leave it on this never plan. So that's what Reinhardt has done. An argument is if it's good enough for Reinhardt, it's probably good enough for the rest of us. Is it a particularly great outcome, particularly if you had the opportunity to actually extend the vesting date? Well, we would say no, absolutely not. It's actually a terrible outcome if it's just snuck up on you and you never actually had the choice to think about that rationally and make a commercial decision. That unless there are positive steps taken either by the trustee or by the beneficiaries to create that absolute entitlement, then no, the mere vesting of the trust is not a tax event. It's not a tax event. So you do have a safety net there. And what that actually looks like in a practical sense is really interesting, and one that if you do any work at all in relation to trusts, we suspect you're never going to be out of a job, because that question is going to constantly come up. Where we get nervous, as we touched on the way through, is where if you're not actually even identified that the trust is vested, that's likely to be the least of your problems, because you're going to have this intervening period where income will have been distributed inappropriately, capital will be mishandled, the trustee will be personally liable for those breaches, and you'll potentially have disgruntled beneficiaries coming back and wanting to have a shot at the title to say, well, hang on, this hasn't been run properly, we want our share of the pie.